When you start opening this soulmate side of you, what will happen is every other attraction that you've ever had will start to die.
Tell me about what you think about AJ. Who is AJ to you?
He's a bringer of truth. I feel that he is the Messiah. He's the messenger of God's truth to help us wake up.
Yes, he is. He is Jesus.
And you've just discovered that?
I've only discovered that, yes, since I've been on this path. Through AJ's teachings, that's how we come to God.
AJ, do you always tell the truth?
I always attempt to, as far as I know it at that time, yes.
So, did you walk on water?
No.
Did you raise Lazarus from the dead?
Yes.
So are you saying that you did some sort of miracles, but not other sorts?
There's a few miracles in the Bible I didn't do, but the rest...
The rest you did?
The rest I did. But most of the miracles involving recovery of people's sight, the recovery of their limbs. But the walking on water is one of the ones I didn't do.
Yes.
Another one that I didn't do was turning the water into wine.
You didn't? So you couldn't give us a nice little
You want to drop now, do you? No.
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 a.j.miller shares his home in central Queensland with a woman 13 years his junior.
The way that I first met AJ was at a talk in my parents' home. They had invited him to be there and he just happened to be in our living room giving a talk, and that's how we met, yeah.
One of the remarkable ironies of your life is the role of your parents.
My parents told me that that they had found out through someone else that AJ felt that I was his soulmate.
A former aid worker, she was born Mary Luck, but AJ has convinced her that she is Mary Magdalene.
So what's happened with you and your family?
I feel quite sad about it, David, yeah. Just that they don't accept what I want to do with my life at the moment. They don't agree with the way I'm living it.
But they introduced you.
I know, yeah. Sadly, my brother has said to me that he thinks I've gone mad, yeah. I have memories of being at the crucifixion. Remember being there and just the intense feeling of my soulmate, someone I feel very connected to, suffering immensely. Although I feel I suffered more than he did, but just because of the development in love that he had at that time. But for myself, it was excruciating to watch basically the annihilation of the person that I love the most.
You have convinced Mary that she was Mary Magdalene.
How has he convinced me?
You did not think that you were Mary Magdalene
I never
before
even
you met
told
AJ.
Mary she was Mary Magdalene.
You didn't tell her?
No.
No, he didn't.
I did not. So how can you say I convinced Mary?
Well, after she meets you, she begins to think that she's Mary Magdalene.
Well, that's her. I never spoke to her
You had no thoughts about that beforehand, did you?
No, but to be honest, I really had no idea who Mary Magdalene was.
How many Mary Magdalenes have there been in your life?
There's only one Mary Magdalene in my life.
But there's been others. Is it 2, 3?
No, you're not asking me, you're telling me.
All right, I'm asking you.
Okay.
Did you tell other girls before Mary that they were Mary Magdalene?
I told, yes, definitely. One girl.
Mr. Miller seems to use his position as Jesus to get sexual favors from women that he is attracted to. And so he says, well, this woman is Mary Magdalene. Wait a minute, no, this woman is Mary Magdalene. It reminds me of many other so-called cult leaders that I've run into over the years who use their position of spiritual authority to get what they want sexually, financially, in whatever means they wish from the people that become their followers.
Miller has an inner core of about 30 disciples who have, in his words, forsaken all to be with him and to learn at his feet.
The key is to allow yourself to feel the sexual feelings, but understand when they're out of harmony with love, and when they're out of harmony with love, not to act upon them. Does that make sense?
There are hundreds more who believe he is Jesus, and many thousands who are intrigued by his teachings.
These are the reasons why divine love doesn't flow all the time to most people, is because they're unwilling to have the awakening as to the perception of their true self.
And there is a special 13, his chosen apostles, who Miller says have been reincarnated to spread his message.
I'm called Cornelius, and that was my name in the first century, my identity, my soul identity.
At Mergen, I met Cornelius and Jody, who left her husband to follow Miller. Both believe they lived at the time of Christ.
So you knew Jesus? As such, I saw him and listened to what he was saying. I did come across him once, and I asked him about one of my servants that was sick, and he healed the servant. I was just quite amazed by what he did until the time came where we were asked to go and execute him. And then when my troops had to go and nail him to the stake, it was like a pole. It was me that had to do that, and as I just went to get the spike and smash it into his hands, he just kept looking at me, and just so much love that came from him. To me, I couldn't do it. I just had to nail it down through the spike down, and just walked off, which pretty much was my death sentence in those times. You don't do that.